Good morning, students. Welcome to Chanakya Academic Online Classes, Standard 10th, Subject Science. So, how are you, students? Hope you are fine and staying at home and studying well. So, here I am again with a new chapter. Let's start with a new chapter. We have finished with chapter number 6. Okay. And now let's start with a new chapter. You must be thinking which chapter. Yes. So we will start with chapter number 7. That is again a very important chapter for you, students. So let's see what is the name of the chapter and what all contents are there. Yes, after chapter 6 is chapter number 7, control and coordination. Okay, you must be thinking why I have taken this chapter, because this chapter is very important, first of all, and second, it is a little bit continuity of chapter number 6. So whatever life processes which we have done in 6th chapter, after that one more system is there in human, that is your nervous system. Okay, so I was thinking that let's finish all the system of humans. Okay, so here is that chapter number 7, control and coordination. Now what exactly is this control and coordination, you must be thinking. Okay, as I have given you the hint, it is about nervous system. Okay, the different nerves which are running in your body, which help you to feel the different senses. Okay, like is the thing hot, is the thing cold. Okay, whatever things you are feeling, it is because of the nervous system. Okay, yes, so let's start. What are they talking about? In the previous chapter, we look at life processes involved in the maintenance function in living organisms. There we have started with a notion we all have, that if we see something moving, it is alive. Some of these movements are in fact the result of growth, as in plants. A seed germinates and grows, and we can see that the seedlings moves out of the course for a few days. It pushes soil aside and come out. Okay, very beautiful thing they have explained, that how the seeds exactly germinates. Okay, the seeds grow. Okay, it germinate, it give rise to seedling, and that seedling come out from the soil and it germinate into plant, and that plant, after germination, it grows into height. Okay, but if its growth were to be stopped, this movement would not happen. Some movement, as in many animals and some plants, are not connected with growth. A cat running, child playing on swing, buffaloes chewing cud, these are not movement caused by growth. Okay, see what they are trying to explain you, that there is a difference between a movement and a growth. Movement, as in if we are moving from one area to another area. Okay, that is movement. And what is growth? Either we are growing lengthwise or widthwise. That exactly defines the growth. Okay, so if a cat is running, that is, it is moving from one area, that is the initial area, towards the final area. Okay, so that is simply a movement. And when this movement is done, growth doesn't take place. Okay, why do we associate such visible movement with life? A possible answer is that we think of movement as a response to a change in the environment of the organism. The cat may be running because it has seen a mouse. Okay, so why was the cat running? Maybe because it just saw a mouse. Okay, not only that, we also think the movement as an attempt by living organism to use changes in the environment to their advantage. Plants grow out into the sunshine. Children try to get pleasure and fun out of swinging. Buffaloes chew cud to help break up tough food so as to be able to digest it better. Okay, so what they are explaining is that the cat must be or must have seen a mouse. So, just to catch the mouse, the cat was running. Second, the child was having fun when he was swinging. And why the buffalo was chewing? The buffalo was chewing a cud because he wanted to break the food into small pieces so that digestion becomes easier. Okay, so when a bright light is focused on your eye or when we touch a hot object, we detect the change and respond to it with movement in order to protect ourselves. Okay, this I have explained that when we touch a hot object, okay, whenever we touch, the quick response will be we remove our hand. Why we are removing our hand? Because we wanted to protect ourselves. Okay, so as we want to protect, we removed our hand from that hot object. Okay, so this is a quick response that each and every organism, some or the other, they will be doing it. Yes, let's move further. If we think a bit more about this, it becomes apparent that all this movement in response to the environment is carefully controlled. Each kind of change in the environment evoke an appropriate movement in response. Okay, whatever things are happening, okay, around the earth, whatever changes are happening, it is due to some response, due to some movement which we are doing. Okay, when we want to talk to our friends in class, we whisper rather than shouting loudly. Clearly, the movement to be made depends on event that is triggering it. Okay, so this is they are stating different examples, and through this we can clearly see what the movement is happening. Okay, so again they are giving one example of your friends. Okay, so whenever you are talking with your friends, we talk softly, we whisper. Okay, we will not shout loudly. Okay, clearly the movement to be made depends on the event. Okay, it depends on the event that each and every time we no need to shout. Okay, so there are situations where we need to lower our voice, and there are situations where we need to shout. Okay, so it depends upon the environment, it depends upon the event. Okay, therefore, such control movement must be connected to the recognition of various events in the environment. Okay, so this they are telling that whatever things we are doing, okay, it's not that always we are talking softly. There are situations where we need to shout, and there are situations where we need to whisper. So, this movement it should be controlled, and all these is controlled by some response which is coming from some source. Okay, and that source is well connected. Understood? Yes, let's move further. So whatever things we are doing, it's all connected. In other words, living organism must use system providing control and coordination. In keeping with the general principles of body organization in multicellular organisms, specialized tissue are used to provide these control and coordination activities. Okay, again, now what they are trying to say is that, see, there are situations where we are just walking. Okay, normal walking is done when we are at home. Okay, and there are situations where we need to run. Okay, so this event, that is either walk slowly or run fast, there should be some control, there should be some coordination, there should be some response which is continuously provided. That at that situation, what we have to do, either walk slowly or run, either talk softly or shout. Okay, so this system, what to do at what time, how to do, all this is being controlled, and it is being controlled by a nervous system. Nervous system is well coordinated with our muscles. Okay, so whatever movement we are doing, either movement with our hands, see, simply if we are moving our hand, that movement we can do it slowly also, and we can do it fast also. So when to do that movement slowly and when to do it fast, it is all being coordinated by nervous system. Okay, so brain will send a message to the muscles of our hand, and at that time the muscles will move, and ultimately our hand will move. So that is our nervous system. Okay, let's see what they are talking about. Animal nervous system. Okay, in animals, such control and coordination are provided by nerves and muscles. Okay, I have just explained you that whatever control and coordinations which are there in animals, they are provided by two things, nerves as well as muscles, tissue. See, tissues we have done. Okay, we have done the tissues. The last is your nervous and muscles tissue. So we have nerve tissue also and muscle tissue also. So both of them coordinately will control the movement. Okay, so let's see what they are talking about. Touching a hot object is an urgent and dangerous situation for us. We need to detect it and respond to it. How do we detect that we touch a hot object? All information from our environment is detected by a specialized tip of some nerve cells. These receptors are usually located in our sense organs, such as the inner ear, the nose, tongue, and so on. So, gustatory receptors will detect taste, while olfactory receptor will detect smell. Okay, see, I'll explain you this with very easy way. Okay, see, they are talking about sense organs. Okay, we have different sense organs. We have 5 senses. Okay, let's see the. So which are the 5 senses? You have eyes, you have nose, you have tongue, you have ear, and you have skin. Okay, these are our 5 senses, sense organs. Okay, so on these sense organs we have receptors. What are receptors? Receptors will receive the information. Okay, what will be the receptors? The receptors will receive the information. Okay, so they will receive the information, it will be carried to the brain. Okay, see, I'll explain you one by one. I explain you. Eye. Okay, if you are talking about eyes. Okay, if you see an apple with your eye. Okay, what your eye will do? The eyes will take the picture of that apple, and your eye will have the receptors present. That receptor will take your information towards your brain, and your brain will tell you that this is a apple. Okay, this is an apple. So this is your eye receptor. Nose. Okay, if you smell a rose, okay, suppose your eyes are closed and you smell a rose. Inside your nose again you will have the receptors. That the receptors will receive the smell, it will carry it to your brain, and your brain will tell you that this is a smell of a rose. So on your nose, that is inside your nose also you have the receptors. Inside your eyes also you have the receptors. Okay, tongue. If you taste bitter, okay, suppose if you taste, okay, just sweet, okay, you have eaten rasgulla, gulab jamun, whatever sweet you liked, okay, if it is in your mouth, okay, your eyes are closed, your nose, okay, you can't smell with your nose, okay, at that time it is put. So what your tongue will do? On your tongue again you will have the receptors, okay, that receptors will take the information towards your brain, and your brain will tell you that this is a sweet taste of gulab jamun. Okay, so on all our senses, okay, on our hands also, complete skin, okay, if we are touching a hot object on our hand, again we will have the receptors. That receptors will take information towards your brain, and your brain will quickly send a message to remove your hand from that hot object. Okay, so what our senses are doing? On all our senses we will have receptors. That the receptors will detect, okay, see the words, these are the scientific words. On your sense organs, okay, you have 5 sense organs, I have just explained you. So on your sense organs you will have receptors that will detect the information, and it will be given to the brain. Where it will go? It will go to brain, and then the answer will be given back. So this information which is carried from your sense organs towards the brain, this information is carried by a specialized type of cell called as nerve cells. Understood? Again I'll explain you. All the sense organs will have receptors that will detect the information and pass it to brain. So a nerve cell will be present that will carry the information from the sense organs towards your brain. Understood? So let's see about which nerve cells you have, what are its structure. Okay, yes, let's move further what they are talking about, and then I will explain you. Okay, so information, this information carried at the end of dendrite tip of the nerve cell set off a chemical reaction that creates an electric impulse. This impulse travels from the dendrites to the cell body and then along the axon to its end. At the end of axon, the electric impulse set off the release of some chemicals. These chemicals cross the gap or the synapse and start a similar electric impulse in the dendrite of the next neuron. See, they have explained many things. Don't we'll go there afterwards. Now, first let me explain you about the structure which is given here. Okay, let me zoom so that it's clear. Okay, so this is a structure of a neuron. Okay, what it is? It is neuron. What is neuron? It is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, nephron we did yesterday. Today we are doing neurons. This structure I know you have done in 9th. I'll just recall it quickly and then we'll move further. Okay, so in your neurons you have few things. You have dendroid, you have cell body, and you have axon. Okay, so first of all, your neurons is divided into two parts, cell body and your axon. Okay, neuron divided into two parts, cell body and axon. Okay, cell body is made up of again two things. The thread-like structure which you see is the dendrite, and at the center you have nucleus. Surrounding the nucleus you will have the fluid filled structure called as cytoplasm. Okay, so your cell body which you see here will have cytoplasm, okay, and the nucleus, and you will have the nerve fibers which are called as dendrites. Okay, now from the cell body arise a long nerve fiber which is known as axon. Okay, what it is called as? It is called as axon. So in a neuron we have two type of nerve fibers. Okay, again I'll tell you, inside the neurons we have two type of nerve fiber. One nerve fiber is dendrite and the other nerve fiber is axon. Dendrite are short nerve fiber and they are branched. Okay, dendrite are short nerve fiber and they are branched and more in number. Whereas axon are nerve fiber which consist of single long nerve fiber. Okay, axon is a single long nerve fiber. Okay, they are not branched. Okay, this axon terminate into nerve ending. Okay, they terminate into nerve ending. Okay, around the axon, okay, you can see blue patch is given. Okay, this is the covering which protects the axon, which is called as myelin sheath. Okay, a sheath is there which surround the axon, which is called as myelin sheath. Okay, so this is a normal structure of your neuron. Now let's see the other diagram which they have shown over here. Yes, now which part they have shown, students? Just see this part. Okay, that is your nerve ending. Your nerves coming from axon, it bifurcate and they have shown this structure over here. Okay, so what it is, you have axon which terminate into muscle fiber. See what I have just explained that when we are moving our hand, okay, when we are moving our hand, when we touch the hot object, okay, so how we are moving it, because on this muscles, okay, we have axon ending, the nerve ending is there, okay, and this nerve ending, it connects to the muscles. Okay, so this is your nervous system, that is the nervous system part, and this is your muscle, that is muscle of your hand. So both of them are connected like this. Okay, this is your terminal. So a junction is present, and that junction is called as neuromuscular junction. Junction is connection. Okay, connection between two things. Which two things? Neuro, that is nervous system, and muscular means muscle. Okay, so we have a connection between two things, nervous connection coming from axon and muscular connection from our hand. So when we are having this connection, there is again some reaction which is going on. Let's see this diagram. Okay, so they are showing again the structure. This is your nerve ending. Okay, so this is your nerve ending and this is your muscle. So you can see a gap is present between them. This gap is synapse. Okay, the gap between nerve and muscle is called as synapse. So what is happening? When the nerve is bringing the message towards muscle, okay, a chemical reaction will go that will give the message to your hand or specifically muscle, okay, to remove your hand. Okay, so there is a connection. And how is this connection happening? Through chemical reaction. Understood? This only they have explained it here. I'll again read. Okay. Acquired at the end of the dendrite tip of the nerve cell a set of chemical reaction that create an electric impulse. Okay, this chemical reaction which is happening, okay, it will create an electric impulse. A small electric impulse will be created. This impulse travels from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon to the end. Okay, so from where it is moving? From the dendrite. Okay, you have seen it is moving from dendrite, okay, from dendrite to cell body to axon and to terminal. Like this it is moving. Okay, and what is happening at the end of axon? The electric impulse set off the release of some chemical. These chemicals cross the gap or synapse and start a similar electric impulse in the dendrite of the next neuron. Okay, so this is an impulse which is creating one after the another. This is a general scheme of how nerve impulse travel in the body. A similar synapse finally allows delivery of such impulse from neurons to other cells and as muscle cells or glands. Okay, so whatever I have explained you, this all things only they are telling us. Okay, so impulse is moving and it is moving towards your, and the region between, okay, the gap between the two is known as synapse. Okay, so the chemical cross, let's underline this line so that it will be clear. chemical cross the gap. Okay, the chemical will cross the gaps or the synapse, that is the synapse present. Start a similar electric impulse in the dendrite of the next neuron. So it will start this reaction into the second neuron also, and it will travel from one area to another. So understood? So we have just started with chapter 7. We have just seen about the diagram of neuron. We have just saw neuromuscular junction and how it is traveling from one area to another, that is from dendrite to cell body to axon. Tomorrow I'll again come and I will move further to see what all content is given in the textbook. Okay, with this I end today's lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.